Well then, here we go. We are finally here for the 100% relay round here at Wallaby Racing League. We've just come off the back of the spills and thrills of Brazil, and now we are in Belgium for the Spa Grand Prix. We have had plenty of winners here for Wallaby, but only two have ever won it twice, and that is Noodles and Zerbings. Let's have a look at the track then. This is 100%. We'll be racing all 44 laps. Your track distance is 7.004 km. You have two DRS zones, one down the starting straight, one down the back straight. Your top speed is 359 kilometers an hour. There are 19 turns, 10 to the left and 9 to the right. Let's have a look at the tyres that Pirelli will be bringing us tonight. It is the C4, C3 and C2 tyre compound. The soft, medium and hard. I don't think we'll see much of the soft. The medium and hard will be in play today. Fastest strat is the one stop, and we'll have the wet and intermediate if required. So start your engines. We are here, 100% relay round, Wallaby Racing League.
Okay, I think we're back. We are working again. So let me quickly fix the OBS. Get back in the VC with combo. Alright, we are back. Just in time for the race start.
Oh, I loved watching that clip.
Yeah, able to get the video in as well. And it was perfect timing while I wasn't even in the lobby. So that is what we love to see as we're going to get ready to go. 5 red lights for the Tier 4 relay, 100% at Spa. And we are underway. It's a good stuff by Frosty by the looks of things. Edge is going to try get the better run. He's going to go look for it around the outside of La Source as it's going to be a drag race up towards Eau Rouge and Radion. But there's drama down the back. There's cars in the gravel. We're going to go side by side between the race leaders up Eau Rouge and Radion. It's Frosty on the inside, Edge on the outside, and it is Frosty who gets ahead. It's brilliant racing between the two. I think that might have been Reaper and Henchman down the back there, but we'll keep looking as we're going to go 3 wide on the run down to Lacombe. It's Evil Blade around the outside of Edge. It's very close. He nearly makes contact with the back of Frosty, and Edge gets back through, but it's Evil Blade up to 3rd. What a start we have had here at Spa.
That was an impressive start, not gonna lie. Just watching that as they go through each of the corners, being so close, I think that's one of the most aggressive first laps I've ever seen. Also, with the crash that happened behind between Reaper and Henchy, no damage between either of the cars. Maybe just a damage of skill, though.
Yeah, as all the Alpina Frizy having a look at Chevy Wolves into Spoon. Oh, not Spoon, sorry, what's it called again? Oh my god, I forgot the corner name. Wrong track.
May looks to be on the back of Frizy. Very, very close. He may be thinking about going for a move anytime again. Ooh, back end of Frizy slipping out. But, oh, we got it. What happened? One of the Red Bulls. Red Bull lost position to both the Ferrari and Aston. With right now going for Matty Skills. Is he gonna maybe send it into the last corner? No.
Okay.
Oh, what happened front?
So it was driver who lost a few positions there, but everyone has settled in quite nicely. It is Frosty who leads from Edge, and then we have Evil Blade as we look at the position gained. And it is up 4 positions. Chevy Wolves, Maney, War Machine, and Goffy and Mick as well. So quite a few drivers gaining the positions as we see Henchman on the attack on Mick. He's going to try and get the move done up Eau Rouge and Radion, but he sits just behind. And we'll have a look down the Kemmel Straight. And we'll have a look at the tyres too. A few guys have gone on the mediums. Majority are on mediums. However, some are going long on the hards to start this race. So it will be interesting to see how they go in the long run.
Possible strategies just popped up on my screen. The possible strategies that the game thinks might happen is either medium, softs, or hard, medium. That's what the game's suggesting. Then again, any strategy is possible at this point. We've seen some guys get through their tires almost making one-stops in a few tracks. Don't think a one-stop would be possible in Belgium, but anything could happen.
Yeah, one stop might be on the cards here, but X Knights has gotten past Jay Wizzle on his debut for Wallaby, making a reserve outing in the RB. Doing well so far, so keeping the team boss, team principal Lefferted nice and happy, but still a long, long way to go in this race, that's for sure.
Reaper just overtook Kirko, as well as Henshi and Guffey having a nice fight. As it comes into the last corner, will Guffey go down the inside? No, he will not. Will he be going for a switchback? Nowhere close, so Henshi gets the move on Guffey. Another thing that I'm wondering is what happened to Izzy Fizzy? 24 seconds behind on new hard tires, so he obviously did a pit stop, but don't know what happened. He must have gone damaged somewhere.
Yeah, could have got caught up in the turn 1 shenanigans, but it was Chevy Wills who's gotten past Hunter, so it's a nice overtake for him. Hunter's going to look to try to get the place back. He sits behind, though, in the DRS as we got a little train forming, but the top 3 have broke away from Duck Puncher, so it's Edge in the lead from Frosty and Evil Blade in 3rd place, but Duck sitting 1.5 seconds back with Donut Gorilla hot on his tail. And good news, the nose has been fixed on the front of Donut Gorilla's car for me.
Yay! Maybe he just made a move on War Machine, as you were talking about that. So McLaren moves up another position. Hunter looks quite close to the back of Chevy, as well as Chevy's quite close to Sprite. We could be seeing a move any time now.
Yeah, so move could be on the cards here in this little midfield. It's a very tight as Hunter does get the move done on Chevy Wolves, and that is a nice little overtake he's done there as we got a yellow flag behind. I think that might be Kirko, and it is, as I see a bit of grass on his tyres, so he's gone for a little spin as Hunter does get past Jay Wizzle Sprite on the run down to the final chicane at the bus stop. So he is now up to 9th position and will look to try and lead it and break away from this pack to catch back up to his teammate.
Oh, Mick looks to be making a move up the inside of Reaper. Can he hold it as he goes around the outside? Will he hold it? It's going to be close. They both have DRS. It's going to be to who gets to the corner first. And Mick gets it. Mick gets the move done on Reaper. That puts him up to 17th. As well as Frosty makes a move on Edge.
Yep, Frosty retakes the lead as Driver and Skillsy are battling it out for P6 and 7. They do need to work together here if they want to have a shot at the top 5. It's a long race, so they can work together here, and the race is not going to be won at this point in time as War Machine making moves in this mid-pack. Henchman up to 14th, passes his teammate Maney, making his return to Wallaby, as he hasn't done the first 3 races without having the game, but he was able to get a new console and get the game, so happy to have him back on the grid.
Alright, so Fizz Izzy is gaining on Kirko, so something happened to Kirko other than that lockup that we saw to get Fizzy to catch up on newer tires. But if we're talking about then also fights on track, I'd say your biggest fight that's happening right now and the fight to be looking for is the fight for P11. There's a nice line of cars going from P11 to P15. Speaking of which, Frizy making the move on Sprite.
Frizy gets the job done, however Jay Wizzle's going to fight back as Jay Wizzle not having any of it. He will stay ahead of the Alpine, however he has a poor run, and so does his teammate War Machine, as it's all getting crunched up here in this little pack. They're going to go 3 wide. Henchman sits behind. War Machine will have the outside. Frizy on the inside of La Source as there's a bit of contact made. Frizy cuts ahead. War Machine will now sit behind, and that is that battle for now. Meanwhile, Edge retakes the lead. They've done another DRS stop, and they've got an Evil Blade out of DRS range. So unless something major can happen, Evil Blade is out of it. The top two are going to run away now, maybe.
Possibly, but Evil Blade has gone back into DRS because from what I'm seeing, it seems like Evil Blade can catch through the corners, lose out on the straights. And then going on to another topic, Guffey was the first one of the drivers to get a penalty, and now Jay Wizzle joins him. Speaking of which, what has happened to Jay Wizzle? He's lost a few positions.
Yeah, was quite vulnerable down
He's
that straight,
leading.
leading the train as he did not have DRS. So that has actually cost him nearly 3 positions as Henchman, Frizy and War Machine all getting back past as Maney off the track. He will lose a couple spots there, but
Yeah, he's lost a wing. Jay Wizzle's lost his wing, half a wing.
yeah, he also got a 3-second penalty for track limit, so it looks like it's going bad to worse here for Jay Wizzle, who started on the hard tyres, so unless he's got another set, it's going to be a bit hard for him to... It's going to be quite hard for him to make it to the end with his tyres now.
Yep, as Reaper now gets by him. I'd so far say the best teamwork that I've seen all race thus far is probably the two McLarens when they were in the pack. When they were right next to each other, that's the best teamwork I've so far seen. As well as the Alpines. Those two teams, they've just like been switching positions back and forth. Oh.
Yeah, it's a 10-second penalty for Jay Wizzle. Speeding in the pits.
Yeah.
It's not been a good start to his evening. However, still a long way to go. Anything can happen. And he is very much not out of this race just yet, as driver looking to close in on the top 5 in that DRS, as he's broken away from Matt Skills in the Aston Martin. So can driver close in and get into DRS range of Donut Gorilla and Duck Puncher as Hunter moves ahead of his teammate.
Hunter does seem to be on the faster tyre at the moment, so I think VCART may have had a bit of team orders to switch positions to allow Hunter to catch up with the front pack, considering he's also on the mediums, and allow Knights to then catch up and then use the full potential of his tyres once he's closer. So that could be a possibility.
Very good possibility there. As, oh no, driver has gone for a spin and he's in the barriers. That is wing damage for the Red Bull. And that is unfortunate, as he was doing really well. And he's just a lack of concentration, possibly not getting onto the gravel, but he has hit the barriers, and that will be a pit stop incoming, I'm sure, onto the hard tyres.
Most likely, right? Most likely. That is a definitely most likely. And it is, as he comes into the pits. Most likely will be hard tyres, as you say. But now that allows Hunter, Knights, and Chevy to move up one position. War Machine gets a 3-second.
Yeah, it's the next one to receive a penalty. We're going to see quite a few of those, I'm sure, as this race goes on.
Oh!
As I'm expecting... What happened there?
War Machine, like, when braking, coming into turn 1, he went, like, it looked like he drifted. He went half sideways.
Oh, jeez. Well...
And she's right on the back of War Machine here, looking to make a move. Most likely will make a move. And Henshi now moves up to P10. Hard tyres should maybe soon be kicking in.
Yeah, Henchman, after that unfortunate start, him and Reaper have bounced back though, and they have gained quite a few positions now. Henchman back in the top 10, and Reaper on the verge of, well, he's in DRS of War, so he might be able to get the job done quite shortly, but at the moment, Evil Blade has gotten back into DRS range of the top 2, so he's not keeping himself out of it. He's still in this race for sure, and Duck Puncher has lost the position to Donut Gorilla.
Manny seems to be right on the back of Frizy. I feel like a move will be inbound shortly, because he's so far very close, like 3 to 4 tenths. Same can be said with Drive and Kirko.
Yeah, driver looking to bounce back after that unfortunate mistake. Or I don't know what happened, but he was in clean air, so I think it might have been a mistake from himself. But like I said before, there's still so long to go in this race, and he can easily bounce back and he is capable of doing it, that's for sure.
Reaper just missed out on DRS this time around. And Frizy nearly lost DRS to his teammates.
Okay, so it's all starting to quiet down a little bit. We still have that big pack from Henchman all the way down to, well, to Maney. Frizy just out of DRS from his teammate. He might be able to get it going up the hill. I'm not sure if he got it at the detection. We'll see. No. So,
Oh, Chevy
Frizy
gets
didn't
extra.
get DRS this time around. As Henchman and a War Machine go side by side, War Machine has to go off the track and settle for 11th. Don't know what happened there, but Henchman holds on.
Jericho on 6-lap holder hard tires holds on to P17 at the moment. With this, it will hold up driver, start to then degrade driver's tires. And that means that his advantage at the moment, even though it's not really too much of an advantage, because he had to pit stop early, yeah, his tires will just die out pretty quickly if he stays behind any longer. As Reaper gets War Machine.
I hope Haas T-bone each other. Jeez. Got a bit of rivalry going on in the chat between a bit of hate for Coda and Bremer. They are separate teams, so fair enough, fair enough. As
I don't think the Haas can. I don't think the Haas can T-bone each other if they're nowhere near each other.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Driver finally gets past Kayako. Oh no! And that has not went well. Kayako's in the wall, and he's going to lose out a couple positions, but driver gets past. Could that be a possible stewards report? We'll see later on. However, the stewards reports will not affect the starting grid for most of the tiers, except for tier 2, I'm guessing. Because for tier 3, we have to, because there's such a short time period from race end of tier 4 and start of tier 3, we're just going to go through pre-steward reports.
Reaper has now gapped War Machine by just over a second, and might be getting Henchy soon enough. Oh, ooh, okay. War tie was definitely a little off. Like, you could see him every time. In most of the corners he takes, the rear end just slipped out.
Pushing those rear tyres quite a bit. Looks like a 2-stop might be on the cards for most of these drivers. Out front though, Edge and Frosty keeping it nice and calm at the moment. It's getting a bit close though. Between the top 3, will we see a potential position swap on the run down to Lecom? I won't be surprised if we see that again.
At this point, I would definitely say if I were to put any of these guys in position of real life drivers, Evil Blade at the moment is doing a Hulkenberg.
Yeah, he would be, and Bertie, you are correct. They will need to work together. 4 seconds out, but I'm sure they'll be working together or in a BC or something together, and they will be looking to try and close back in as, oh, Jay Wizzle gets another penalty. So that is now 6 seconds he has got as Kako has crashed again. That will be a virtual safety car. It's a full safety car.
Full safety car.
That will change things, and it looks like everyone's going to have to go on for the hards. The medium runners will most likely have to pit for hards and take this cheap pit stop and jump onto a fresh set of hard tyres.
It kind of helps most of the guys that are on the mediums. To those that start on hards, they would have had the advantage on, like, the overcut. But now that there is a safety car, basically, that overcut's then kind of screwed, in my opinion.
Yeah, so we'll see who pits and who stays out. But if I was any of these drivers on the mediums, the best situation is to first thing to do is pit, and Kirko has still got wing damage, but he has stayed out. So he's looking to try past the safety car and then hit. I'm guessing that's the strat from Kirko, but Frosty will be leading this race, or Knights will, because Knights will stay out and Henchman on those hard tyres.
Well, we're about to see who comes into the pits. Will the leader box? He does. And then Edge follows. Blade follows. Gorilla stays out.
Interestingly, Gorilla stays out, so he is opting for track position more so instead of the fresher tyres. So will that help him out? And unfortunately for Sauber, they are double stacking, so Evil Blade is in the pits now, but Duck's going to get caught up.
Oh, I would say that was kind of smooth. I'd actually say that's kind of smooth.
Probably the best they could do. And Henchman stays out, but Knights has...
Oh, it's going to be close. It's going to be close.
Knights is in the pits. That's interesting. But Donut Gorilla leads. Edge was actually able to jump Frosty in the pit stop, so I wonder what happened there down at Williams, but Edge has gotten past the Williams.
Alpine also double stacked. Reaper and Frizy both pitted. So I think the ones that'll suffer for tire wear at this point, if the safety car comes in, say either this lap or next lap, it will be Donut Gorilla and Maney. 10 lap old mediums.
Yeah, they will be vulnerable. That's for sure, especially Donut Gorilla, but I don't know what his strategy is. It could pay off for him later on, but it is something you question considering how he started on the mediums. Same with Maney. Most of these drivers look like they're trying to opt for more track position instead of better tyre life, and who knows, there could be another safety car later on in this race which might help them out, but for now it might cost them a little bit of more time than they would have wanted on this restart.
Yeah, you can definitely agree on that. There is a possible theory that I have. Don't know if it'll work for Maney, but for Donut Gorilla, he started fifth, and he was gaining on the top three, even though they had the same mediums. Either that says they were pushing, or that says that Donut Gorilla's tyre wear was better, even though 10 lap old. Which could mean that this safety car is his key to getting a one stop.
Kirko's crashed out under safety car. He's hit the wall down before Eau Rouge. That's unfortunate for him.
I think it was just after Eau Rouge, not before.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate for whoever the other one of the Aston Martins are in Tier 3. They will be starting last.
Yep. Oh, no wonder he retired. Kirko had rear wing damage.
Oh no, that's unfortunate.
So he probably then lost control coming out of Eau Rouge and then hit the wall.
Yeah, okay, Pep, that's unfortunate for Kirko. And Manny has decided to pit after everyone's done a lap under safety car. I don't know why he's done that, but he has chosen to do it.
Maybe he's expecting Henchman to go in, because we don't know how the McLaren tyre wear is. Yes, Henchy stayed out, but for when the safety car first came out, maybe Maney thought Henchy was going to go in because they had the same lap old tyres, so he stayed out. Realizing that Henchy then stayed out afterwards, he then decided to go in.
That could be a possibility, but we should be going back racing again at the end of this lap. I wouldn't be surprised, as he's all caught up. And so yeah, on lap 12 we are just over a quarter of the way through this Belgian Grand Prix. Still quite a long way to go in this race, but it's been good so far.
You know what? Let's check something, considering we still have time. Let's check the positions, let's check the position change, who's gained the most, who's lost the most so far. in lap 15, the most positions gained are tied between War Machine, Chevy Wolves, and Donut Gorilla, all on 6 position gains. Hunter on 5, Guffey on 4 gains, Matt Skills and Mick on 2 gains. Then there's a few evens, and then the two with the most losses are both Reaper and J Whistle on 7.
All right.
So, as the safety car is now coming in, who do you want to ride on board?
Alright, we'll go on board with Edge for this restart. We'll see when Donut Gorilla decides to go. He will note, though, all these guys are going to be on cold tyres. It's very hard to warm up your tyres on safety car restarts this game. So the drivers are weaving away, but the hard tyres, they're going to take the longest to warm back up. So maybe this could be an advantage for Donut Gorilla, as we'll see what he can do. When will he go? I suspect he'll go just on the exit of this final chicane. It looks like he's decided to go now. He's opened up and he decides to go. So there goes Donut Gorilla. He leads the Belgian Grand Prix for Tier 4. It's Donut Gorilla, then Edge, as Fries has picked up a penalty on the restart. That is unfortunate for the Alpine team principal, as Frosty will now look to try and get back ahead of Edge, but no DRS for another lap. So at the end of this lap, we will have DRS once again. No one looking to try and get the moves done up Eau Rouge and Radion towards Les Combes down the Kemmel Straight. It looks like the drivers are keeping it nice and clean.
Driver looks to be maybe Izzy is up. From the camera, from the helicopter view, it looked like driver may have wanted to make a move. As soon as I went to cockpit cam, it actually showed that he wasn't actually close enough. He could have gone for the dive bomb, but it seems like driver really wants to get a move on, as to the fact that he has older hard tires than almost everyone on the grid. Oh, Manny's left the session.
Left. Do you have him added? If not, I'll try to get him back in. But
hold on, let me see if I have him.
see if you have him. If you don't, I'll send him an invite. But still goes. Donut Gorilla is keeping the gap quite well. However, that is a big exit there from Edge. The tire advantage is really going to kick in now, as will he even try to get the job done before the bus stop chicane? No, he will wait, as I think he's going to look to try and have the DRS going down the Kemmel Straight, as driver gets past Chevy Wills, and he's now up to 9th place, but Chevy will try fight back. He's going to look for it around the outside of the first bit. He will not be able to get it though, so driver up to 9th.
Yeah, I don't got Manny. You're going to have to find him.
I should have Manny added. I don't know if I don't know why if I don't have him added, but we'll try to get him back in. There he is.
Knights and Chevy going at it. Ooh, Duck Puncher has now overtaken Henchy through Eau Rouge, mind you. So it was a pretty good move. And Duck Puncher also gets DRS. So Duck secures himself P5. And Edge and Frosty have gotten past Donut Gorilla. So they're the first two on new tires to get past the older mediums. And I definitely think Evil Blade will get past him soon enough. So Donut Gorilla's top podium step has, well, kind of come to an end at this point. There is a possibility we might see him there at the end of the race, but that's in another 30 to 31 laps.
Yeah, Evil Blade's going to want to try to get past the Haas as quick as he can. He does not want to let this top two run away, but this top two will be very happy, as Donut Gorilla will be used as a bit of a roadblock for Evil Blade, as the gap's already 1.5 seconds. Blade is just going to want to try to get the move done. If I was him, I would sacrifice DRS. I'd maybe even just worth trying to go for it in the chicane if he gets a good enough run, but it looks like he will have to wait a little bit longer.
Donut Gorilla holding Evil Blade up kind of helps Frosty and Edge here, because Donut Gorilla is now 1.4 seconds away. Enchi now gets a 3 sec.
Oh.
And where he is as well, it's like the position he's in is kind of good, and I'd say he will get back in there halfway through the race, maybe even towards the end, due to the fact that he's still on 14-lap old tires. But yeah, as I was saying earlier though, Donut Gorilla holding up Evil Blade, now also holding up Duck Puncher, kind of frees Frosty and Edge from behind.
Yeah. Evil Blade will have the DRS though going down the Camel Straight. He will try to burn that battery and get the job done. And he does, switches through and is now up into the podium places as Maddie gets ahead of Henchman on those fresher hard tyres.
Maddie is now the only Aston Martin on track, so at this point, any position that is in the points, in my opinion, will help Aston Martin completely. Seems, considering he doesn't have a teammate in this race anymore.
Yeah, I believe this race is double points because it's 100%. I don't know. Unfortunately, all the owners are racing, so I will not care for sure, but someone will be able to get back to me later on that. But
I think I can check on the calendar, because the calendar should say, right?
Maybe. I don't know. It's alright.
Calendar only says relay 100%, so I don't know if it's double points or not.
It might be double. It must be double because every 100% race we did last season, even though we had 2, but it was 100% for both, so. Well, double points for both, sorry. So I think.
Yeah. Well, then Evil Blade has caught up to the back of Frosty and Edge, and now the one that's being held up by Donut Gorilla is the entire pack behind, going all the way from 4th down to 17th.
Yeah, wow. So Evil Blade has managed to reel them in very quickly. He's got the job done. And so closing in on them, it's going to be the top 3 in the DRS train again, probably like we saw before that safety car. And Donut Gorilla is now going to hold up this little train of cars.
Alright, so Pep has confirmed it is double pointers.
Yeah, alrighty.
Alright, so Duck Puncher has gotten past Donut Gorilla, War Machine, and Knight's going at it. Reaper's maybe into this as well. I don't know if Maney pitted himself or if his AI pitted him. His AI
probably his AI. I did send him an invite. I'll send him another one, but he needs to. I have him added, so if he's not getting the invites, then I don't know. I will send him another one though.
Henshi's dropped out of DRS from Matty Skills, so that puts him vulnerable, and Maney's now in.
Perfect. However,
is 40 seconds behind though.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. However, he can make some time back up hopefully when he gets back control of his car. As at least he's not a lap down, so he can come back if there is another safety car driver on the back of Hunter. He's going to go for it, and he gets it through Blanchimont. Great move, driver. Looking to try and get it done on Henchman as well. He'll have the outside, but he... Oh, what is going on here? Duck Puncher has had a moment. Something has happened, and he's now down to 8th place. Driver on the inside for turn 1, and he gets the job done on Henchman, sacrificing DRS for the Camel Straight, but driver making moves in this Belgian Grand Prix.
Driver now up 3 positions, somehow. Like, it would have been 2 positions, but with Duck Puncher's mistake, that puts him up by 3. Matty Skills looking to maybe get the move done on Donut Gorilla. He will get the move done on Donut Gorilla. And Frosty retakes the lead.
Frosty back into the lead. Absolute dramas.
And Guffey's left.
Goffey's left. I thought I disconnected, but Goffey has left.
Actually left.
Alright, well, the host has left the session, so let's pray that we don't have any lobby glitches here.
Oh boy.
Goffey.
Jay Wizzle and Frizy overtaking Guffey.
Oh, and he's offline too. Oh, crap.
But yeah, loads of action happening on this lap. Hunter gets a 3-second penalty now, to which I'm actually going to check the penalties. Alright, so not that many 3 secs, and then obviously Jay Wizzle 16 seconds.
So,
Donut Gorilla and Henshi are the only ones. Oh, correction. Donut Gorilla, Henshi, and Hunter are the only ones in the top 10 with 3-second penalties. Then it's War Machine with a 3-sec, Jay Wizard with a 16-sec, Frizy with a 3-sec, and Guffy with a 3-sec. Those are our penalties at the moment.
alright, I'm just going to try and get Goffy back in. I'll send him another invite. Hopefully the lobby doesn't cook itself. That's all I hope. It's unfortunate I've got good communicating with online services, but it should be okay now.
Fingers crossed.
Reaper's got the job done on Knights. Knights will have a look as the Ferrari hits the
Oh,
back
well,
of War Machine. Knights will have a look at the Alpina Reaper, but he'll sit behind and get DRS going up the Camel Straight.
Oh! Oh! Wait. Evil Blade and Edge are going at it.
Side by side on the exit of Lacombe as we head down the hill. Evil Blade got past Frosty, was trying to go around the outside and the inside of Edge, but no can do this time round. But the Sauber is absolutely flying out there.
Evil Blade looking to get the lead, doesn't have it quite yet, but putting himself in P2 will allow him to get the lead next lap, and I think that will then be the first lap that Evil Blade will hold the lead of the race.
Frosty goes a bit deep into Puon as Matty Skills 4.5 seconds away from his top 3 battle, so they have really stretched away from this bunch. So can Edge run away as he's built up about 8/10 gap? The dirty air in that middle sector will be quite bad, so that's where the gap comes from. But Goffy's back in, down the straights. It looks like Evil Blade in this first sector has the upper hand as he gets really close to making moves there as Duck Puncher gets past Henchman for 7th, looking to recover after that spin. I still want to know what happened, but all he can do now is just try to make it back up as, oh, Frosty's going for it into turn 1. He gets the move done on Evil Blade. There's a bit of contact there on the entry, and unfortunately that has cost them DRS.
Something happened to Izzy Fizzy.
Yeah, Izzy Fizzy has had a moment, or something's happened, but I don't think Frosty's in DRS.
Hey, he did it. He didn't get it.
He didn't get it, however, something's happened to Edge. He just did not. Oh, he did. So the gap's really close as Frosty will sit back, but it looked like just before the detection that they were not in the DRS. So Edge survives one more lap.
He got quite close there, and I think Frosty also got purple sector 1, so we'll see if he gets the fastest lap in the end. Chevy getting Henshi, and it looks like Hunter is also going for Henshi.
Oh, nearly around the outside, and it's a brilliant move from Hunter. Poor exit from Henshi. He did go off track, so the speed difference was most certainly there, but Hunter, oh, that's a good move from the RB, and he's now up to 9th place.
Alright, so we now have information on what happened to Duck Puncher. He locked the rears into the bus stop chicane.
Oh dear, that is not ideal for Duck Puncher, but that's okay.
I also think that my theory of a one-stop happening with Donut Gorilla may be correct. He's now stretched those mediums 18 laps.
Yeah, that's quite impressive considering how he's still in the top 5. He's slower than most of this group of cars, but he's keeping tabs with most of these drivers, and driver cannot get past for now. 54 viewers, said ZK. Is that what it is now, or has it gone down a little bit? We're at 50 viewers. That's lovely. We can get more than that, so let's share the stream.
We had a max of 54 at one moment. Also for Narrabit, the DRS is known as the drag reduction system. The rear wing of an F1 car opens up and allows more wind to fly on through, getting more of the aerodynamic flow, getting a boost in speed if you're behind the car.
Yep, going to be within a second to get DRS, and you can get up to like 20 kilometers an hour faster down the straight compared to a car who doesn't have DRS, so in the F1 games, it is very important if you have DRS. And in this game, it's a bit more, it's not necessarily because there is dirty air now, but especially the last game, it was extremely important. If you fell out of DRS of one group of cars, it was almost impossible to get back in.
There has now been a split in the groups. War Machine's now on his own. There's the back group, basically, which is Jay Wizzle down to Mech. And then there's the main group, or then there's another group, which is from Chevy down to Knights. Then it's Donut Gorilla and Driver. Those two are fighting amongst themselves. I think Driver will overtake Gorilla. He looks to be going for it. Will he get it around the outside?
As Driver's
Is he
going
gonna
to
get
look
it?
for it. There's a bit of contact made, but Donut Gorilla comes into the pits. Driver would have got that position anyway, and he's now up to 5th place, and he's now got a bit of clean air to try and chase down Matt Skills after his moment. It's been a great comeback drive from Driver after the spin, getting wing damage, falling down to last almost, and he's now back up into the top 5 as Frosty does another swap with Edge for the lead of this race.
It appears Evil Blade just kind of dropped off now. Like, he had so much momentum, and now he's kind of just sticking in there, just following behind, probably waiting for a mistake to happen between the top 2 to then get the most out of it.
He's got a bit of roasting going on in the chat. Come on, guys, settle down. No.
What?
It's alright.
Who's roasting who, huh?
Talking about, who's it? Cooper the bot on comms and saying, I'll be watching, but I'll on mute. Oh dear.
Okay. Also Good says, put combo in comms full time. I am technically a full-time co-commentator. It's just, well, there's some people with a bit more experience than me. So it's just, I've seen that they've all, well, it's more of it just depends on what day it is and who's available. If no one's available for co-commentator in Tier 4, I would be happy to do it.
So Edge goes a bit
No,
deep into the final chicane there.
Really, I didn't notice.
That's right. It goes into the bit deep. As Jay Whistle gets another penalty. That's 9 seconds, I believe, now. 19 because of
19.
the 10 seconds. So he should be able to serve that when he does hit. But as Duck Puncher side by side with Hunter on the run up the hill towards O'Roos, and has Duck Puncher sacrificed DRS, getting that move done earlier, as Hunter will have the DRS, I believe, to get the move back done. However, Hunter does not have battery compared to Easy Reaper, who gets past the pair of them on the run to Laycom. So Reaper goes up 2 positions into 7th place.
That was one hell of a move. I think Reaper got 2 positions in the end. So double overtake right there. She's good work to Reaper there. 2 things I want to mention as well. One, Jerabot says Jera X combo when in the comms chat most likely. And 2, Henchman's now on 21 lap old hearts.
Yeah, so it looks like Henchy could be trying to do the 1-stop. We are now officially halfway through this race once Frosty crosses the line. So a 1-stop could be possible. War Machine picks up another penalty. But yeah, we could see a possible 1-stop from Henchman if he can get those hards just a little bit longer. However, the medium's tire deg might be a little bit too bad, but we'll see what happens. Let's go Sauber. They're doing well at the moment, Ox. 3rd and 8th at the moment. So not too shabby. They are looking quite good overall as well, like in all the tiers, as they, I believe, in a overalls fight with Red Bull and RB. But we are still early days in the season and still a long way to go. 16 rounds this season, and with a possible double points round this race, or this week, it can really open the door for a lot of things as Driver gets his first penalty up Eau Rouge and Radion. He's the first of the top 5 to receive a penalty, and unfortunately for him, he has got that one as Reaper now moves ahead of Chevy Wills and is up to 6th place as Izzy Fizzy gets the fastest lap on those hards of 1:47.031.
Impressive from Izzy Fizzy with getting that fastest lap. I'm honestly impressed. And Reaper's just had one hell of a recovery since lap 1.
Yeah, it's been good to see, as in a normal 50% race, the race would have stopped, but we're still going. We still have another half of this race ahead of us. So this lead battle is not going anywhere, as they're still all within a second of each other. So the DRS between the top 3 is going to be exciting. As other than that, it's a lot quieter now. Most of the field sitting in the trains, getting moves done when they can down the straights, DRS swapping. It's all a bit calmer than it was during this first half.
Honestly, I would say I'm quite surprised at how calm it has become. Because, like, if I remember correctly, watching all the different tiers, and not only Wallaby, but other racing leagues as well, I'd find that some races you'd have, like, a lot of overtaking. Not overtake switchbacks, but overtaking for position. So, I'm honestly impressed. And that's in my personal opinion, by the way, that I'm impressed on how calm it's now become.
Yeah, it's fair enough. There's a lot at stake here, as the drivers do know they are setting the grid for the next race for Tier 3. The TPs get a choice of who out of the first driver will start ahead of the other.
Gorilla nearly ran into the back of Jay Wizzle.
Oh no. So, that's unfortunate, but Hitchin doing well on those hards. Is he keeping X-Knights at bay for now? However, he's still going to get these tyres a bit further, as Donut Gorilla does get past Jay Wizzle, so he was quite eager to get it done, and he did get it, and Goffey was able to get past Izzy Fizzy as well for 17.
That's who I'll take her. Alright, it appears Mania is starting to catch up. Now 13.3 seconds, was 40. And we are now also up to 59 viewers.
59 viewers, welcome to the stream, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic evening here, Sunday. Make sure to join once again after this at 8:30. Tier 3 will be kicked off as Edge and Frosty side by side, the battle for the lead in the final chicane. And Frosty will get the job done as Edge will look to go back down on the inside into the source. Interesting, considering how DRS is just a few meters up the road, but it is Edge ahead of Frosty, but Frosty's going to have DRX, so he will most likely, most guaranteed, get the job back done. Evil Blade might even look to try and get past at least one of them, maybe even both of them. He's got a brilliant run up the hill, as we're going to go side by side as Evil Blade now has a look at Frosty. Frosty defends, he moves to the inside, Evil Blade will at the outside, he breaks late, round the outside into Lakecom, but there's not enough space on the outside, and Frosty will hold on for the lead.
Almost an exact replica of what happened the last time Evil Blade did that. However, it looked like he was closer this time around. I'm also... So, let's see. It's going to be quite a close race towards the end, and I think it has been a close race for the top 3, as we see Edge going wide at the back. Honestly, this is just an exciting race to watch. Oh, and Izzy Fizzy also overtakes Scuffy.
Does so. The job is done for Izzy Fizzy for now, back up into 17th. AMC Red Hot, thank you for that. Welcome to the stream from Italy. Hope you're having a nice day over there and enjoying some Australian League racing here at Wallaby Racing League. And yeah, so it's quieting down a little bit. Yeah, Frosty will have the lead again. driver. Yes, he is on a big comeback. Unfortunately, he does have that penalty. However, it's only 3 seconds, and at the end of this 100%, it might not even affect him because the gap could be spread out between all the drivers. So, driver, he's doing well, that's for sure. So, the penalty does not take away any of his race. It doesn't take anything. He's done really well. So, it's been good.
Jay Wizzle comes into the pits, and I think if Evil Blade can stay close to Frosty, next lap will probably be the lap we see a new leader as Henchi gets a 3-second.
6 seconds now for Henchman, still on those 25 lap old tyres. I think it's almost time to come into the pits for the mediums. I think he's trying to hang it out for a safety car just in case, but it's costing him time as he's getting another penalty for it. So he's doing all right, but yeah. Skills of driver going to hunt the top 3. Yeah, possibly. If they keep fighting, then it could be happening. But if driver can get into the DRS, then they can work together to try close in that 7 seconds. It's a big task to do, but it could possibly be done.
If those two can work together, and then say somebody in that top 3 gets a penalty, then I'd say one of those two may even have a chance to get into that top 3 without needing to get as close as DRS.
Yeah, that is true. As Evil Blade looking close. He's just got to stay a little bit behind though for a little bit longer. As on to turn 1, he will have DRS going down the back straight, the camel straight. Can this be the time where Evil Blade can finally take the lead of this race? He hasn't led it yet out of all of these 27 laps. However, a poor exit out of turn 1, which means Frosty will probably stay ahead for 1 lap longer, and that could put Evil Blade vulnerable to the Mercedes, but I think they're all just going to stay in their positions as currently.
I think Evil Blade was making sure that Edge couldn't overtake him, because if you think about it, all 3 of them coming into the main straight after the what's that chicane called again? At the end, before the start-finish straight.
Yes, X-Knights gets the job done on Henchman finally, and he's back in the top 10. So, finally ahead of Henchman. I think surely Henshi will come into the pits shortly.
You know what this reminds me of, with where both the V-Cubs are at the moment? If you think about it, if you look at it from a real-life F1 perspective, the V-Cubs are both in a position you would expect them to see in real life. And I think they're the only ones that you would expect them to see in a position in real life.
Yeah, fair enough. That is true.
Evil Blade looking very close on Frosty here. Like, very close. If he can stay this close while being behind, there is a possibility that Evil Blade will get into the lead. And, oh! Edge has lost DRS!
Something's happened to Edge. He's 2 seconds behind, so possible spin or slide. And unfortunately for him, the Mercedes is 1.7 seconds behind, so the top 2 are now free to run away. But can Edge catch back up? That is unfortunate for him. And for Evil Blade and Frosty, they'll be punching the air.
Evil Blade looking even closer than what he was last lap, but still not close enough to take the lead, as I think War Machine has overtaken Mick.
Yep, War Machine up to 14th place. Lots of guys with penalties as Hunter getting the job done on Chevy.
Don't interrupt. Donut Gorilla has just overtaken Henchman now.
That's all good. Perfectly done. Henchman still on those tyres. I think that's got to be a sign to pit. I feel like the mediums can get to the end here if he's made it 28 laps on those tyres. As Donut on the inside of Knights on those fresh hards, getting the job done and up to 10th place. So far the strategy is paying off for him as he's making back positions, closing in on these cars. We'll see how well it goes for him later on as Edge closing in on the top two once again.
Yeah, you can definitely see that WRL's tyres are much younger than that of everyone else around him by 10 laps, if not more. So you will have that advantage in terms of grip coming into each and every one of the corners. Henchman having the oldest tyres in that of the entire lobby, still on 27, to which I'm surprised he's keeping up with Knights. It's quite amazing to see how well Henchy's doing. And Edge has made it back into DRS as well.
Going good so far as driver. He has now made it into DRS range of Matt Skills. He actually has fallen out of it. So just before the detection, that's unfortunate for him. But I mean, he might have it going up the hill. I'm not sure. We'll have a look. As he does not get it. So he's burnt all his battery to try to get back in DRS, and he hasn't got it. But he has made up some big time down that straight. So he is back in the DRS range, and they'll look to close back in on the top three. It could well and truly be done. Reaper hanging back. He's only 1.7 seconds behind, so he could get in and on this battle for P4.
There's definitely a possibility for anybody to go anywhere as Henchman now fights Knights. Knights holds on. War Machine also gets Pricey. Oh, but also a bit of understeer, allowing Pricey to take back P13. A bit of contact, but War Machine has retaken 13th, to which he lost for only a second.
Yeah, bit of contact there. So, War Machine up to 13th again. As we'll get telemetry up for a bit. We'll see how bit of fun for the engineers, if there is any of them, for these drivers out front. Talk about battery, because it looks like Frosty is very calm at the moment. He's got 100% battery saving. Evil Blade and Edge, he's finally back in DRS's Edge, but Bladey is only on 40%, so Frosty's just able to burn so much out of turn one, and unfortunately for him, he just can't get close enough because Frosty is doing some brilliant battery management at this moment in time, but Edge has gotten back into DRS, and Reaper is now in DRS of driver and Maddie, so yeah, it's going to be interesting now as X-Knights has pitted for the hard tyres.
At the same time, I think Knights was kind of a little bit held up there. I don't know, because it was a V-Cup double stack. Along with Duck Puncher also pitting. Duck Puncher and Hunter have gone for the mediums. Knights going for the hards, as you said. So, well, and Reaper's joined in with the pack. Yeah. Reaper's caught up to driver and Matt and Skillsy.
Yeah, he's back in DRS as we got a yellow flag for a moment. I don't know if that was, but there was someone in this little midfield pack has, I didn't notice this, but I think you already said it. Duck Puncher has pitted again, and he's now on the medium tyres, so he'll look to make it to the end. I think Henchman's got to try pit now. He's got to pit now. He's 9 seconds behind Donut Gorilla, and he's also got 9 seconds of penalty, so now's the time to pit if he's going to keep getting warnings for going off track with worn tyres. He just needs to pit now as Goffy gets another penalty.
I can definitely agree with you on that. I feel like Henchman's going for the one stop, because he's gone 29 laps now, 2 lap tyres younger than what the actual lap is. So literally that means he pitted lap 2, which is probably from when that crash happened. Or he started on the hards. I think, I think he started on the hards, and has been on the hards ever since, because he's trying to push for the one stop. Which, I mean, honestly, I think will work at this point, because he's P9. Once he gets those younger tires, he will be flying, as Frizy and Mick pull into the pits.
Yeah, so a few more cars